Hey, hey, you guys, come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Good morning, good morning. What's going on, you guys? Let me turn this down. Let me share. Hey, let me know who's here and where you're tuning in from. Let me know who's here and where you are tuning in from. Okay. Come on in. Hey, you guys. So listen. Great morning, great morning, great morning. You all, I'm so excited for this word. Yes, Stacy. Hey, gorgeous. So look. Today is day 17. Hey, listen. We're almost there, right? And today we're talking about place. Our P word for the day is place, okay? Now, I want y'all to hear me because something happened this morning. And God had me up very early this morning. It was like I woke up probably about 2:30, but I had to go live at 4 o'clock in the morning. If you missed that prophetic drive-by, go back and look at it. It's talking about the hidden roots of disease, right? And diseases. Okay. But today, on day 17, as we talk about place, great morning, Nicole. How are you? As we're talking about place, I want y'all to hear this scripture, right? I want you to remember, I had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, that's not what I wanted to do, but it's what I did because it's what God needed me to do. So today's devotion, day 17, dealing with place, my space, our place. Abraham got up early that morning and hurried out to the place where he had stood in the Lord's presence. Genesis 19:27. He got up early that morning and hurried out to the place where he had stood in God's presence. That's Genesis 19:27. How many of us want to sleep in, spend time just doing nothing? And on occasion, that's not a bad thing, but there comes a time when we need to be up so we can be in place. You know, that place where you and God have those moments where you feel his presence and you hear his voice. Each of us has that place, whether it's the shower, the front porch, the balcony or patio, where you feel close to him. If you don't have such a place, can I strongly suggest that you find one? Even Jesus needed some time alone with the Father. That time was his time to see the very face of his Father for instructions, guidance, comfort, and worship. We all need that time, but often our busy lives become thieves of the time and squatters in the very place that we've ordained for God and us. That time is very precious and the space is sacred. It's up to us to be the very keepers and, yes, guardians of the place, space, and time. You all listen. God is looking for us to create space for him, a place where we can go and spend time with him, wherever that place may be, right? Whatever that looks like for you, but making sure that we are there when he needs us to be there. This morning, I woke up probably about 2:30, but he told me to go live at 4, right? He said, listen, I need you to go live. I said, can I wait? I'm just going to be honest with y'all. Can I be honest? I said, can I wait? That's what I said. Can I wait? Can I do it a little later? Ain't nobody up right now, God. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Ain't nobody up. Ain't nobody up. But I was wrong. There were people up and there was someone up who needed exactly what I said, exactly what I was talking about. And she was able to get it because I did what God said. Y'all better stop refusing to do what God says. Stop refusing to walk the walk that he's already laid out for you, the path that he's laid. There's a reason that you have that path. There's a reason that he's telling you to do what he's telling you to do. And you may not always understand it, but it's not for you to understand. It's for you to execute. See, we're so busy trying to understand everything because we got to know everything. We got to know. I need to know why. God ain't asked you why. He just told you do. But now you want to know why. So while you trying to figure out why, you're missing the time, you're missing the moment, you're missing it. Yes, Danielle. Because we stay in sync, girl. I see it. We stay in sync. Yes, this is what we have to do. So you all listen, create, find that place. Now listen, I'm gonna tell you, for me, that place is in the bed. In the wee hours of the morning, in the bed, God will begin to speak to me. He'll just speak, 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 speak. And then I have to act on what he says. I have to do what he says. This morning he was talking to me like he just was talking, 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 talking. Then we went to take my niece to school and he was still talking. My daddy was like, baby, you okay? I was like, yes, sir. God is just talking. Like he just was talking. So today, this message is not a shout message. This message is a get in position message. This message is a place yourself where you can hear him. It may mean you got to get up early in the morning in order to do it. But whatever it requires, do that. I understand that it's our natural desire to know why things, right? I get that. But at some point, you got to come out of your natural desire and walk in what God is doing in the moment. And it may look different. It may seem strange, all of that. But he's talking. So today, when he got to talking, I had to just get up. I couldn't put no eyebrows on. I couldn't put no lip liner on. I couldn't do nothing. My eyes, like I just had to do what he said because it was not about me. It was about him. And I found myself hemming and hawing. So if you watch that live, you'll notice at the beginning, it's a little rocky because I didn't really want to say what he told me to say. I didn't want to say all that. I didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings because I felt like I was going to hurt a lot of feelings, right? So I said, okay, God. All right. Then I finally said, okay. And I just said it, right? We've got to get to the point where I'm talking to me. Y'all might already be there. I'm not, right? Where God says it and we just automatically do it. I'm not there yet. There are things that I struggle with him on. Right. Right. Listen, I was like, trying to say it all nice and make it pretty so nobody's feelings would be hurt real bad. Like they was gonna be hurt regardless, but not real bad, right? He was like, look, stop playing. I said, okay, God. I really got to say this. Yes, I had to say it. I had to say it because there were people who needed to hear it. And when you understand that your obedience is tied to someone else's freedom, your obedience is tied to someone else's release, your obedience is tied to someone else's prosperity and their abundance, your obedience is tied to the completion for someone else, right? We got to be obedient. We've got to. Hey, Summerlin, I miss you, girl. I miss you. So just know that you got to do it. Find that place. And when I say place, it's not just a geographical location, right? It is a time. It is this space that you create for you and God. And be obedient. It may be the wee hours of the morning. It may be late at night. It may be the middle of the day, but whenever it is, make sure you spend that time with him so that you can get what you need, so that you can do what he's calling for you to do. I don't want to miss anything. I don't want to miss anything he's doing. I don't want to miss anything he's saying. I want to be in obedience, right? I want to be in that place of obedience. This time, probably 4 or 5 years ago, I was doing a 21 days to obedience, 21 days of obedience devotion. And all I talked about was obedience and being obedient and different ways that we are obedient. But like I had to talk about it. Let me see. Because listen, we sometimes miss the importance of being obedient to God. Hold on, let me get there because I know. that I was talking about it. I want to say it was in 2016. Okay. Oh, 2020. This is what I said. True obedience to God requires a level of sacrifice that makes you uncomfortable. When you obey God, He directs your steps. Come on, y'all, that's what we're talking about, which is why I'm releasing this song. People may not like it because it's not that happy type of song, but it's a warning. And I'm just messaging her. Absolutely, sissy. Y'all, that's my sister, Marquita. Okay. Absolutely. And that's why we can't allow ourselves, our flesh, our desires, our concerns, our fears to get in the way of us doing what it is that God has called us to do. Like, failure to do what God has called you to do will cost people their very life. Y'all understand that? You cost people their very life because you didn't do what God said, or you didn't tell them what God told you to tell them. You can cost their life. And then that blood is on your hands, yours. And God is going to ask you about it. He's going to require an answer. He's going to require an answer. So you better know that when God is telling you to do something, that your failure to do it could cost someone else their very life. And you will be held accountable for it. You. Period. And you may say, well, I didn't know that it was going to do that. Well, you should have just been obedient anyway. Nothing God does is wasted. Do you think God spends his time telling us to do stuff just to give us some busy work? No. He is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. So he already knows the end from the beginning, and everything that's in between, he knows it. So when he tells you to do something, the end is attached to it. It's connected to the end. Yeah, it's a middle piece, right? It's just like a puzzle. Right. I know. I just be yelling. It's like a puzzle. It's easier to put together the outside pieces of the puzzle. You know, when you're looking at a puzzle and you can see the outside pieces you can go ahead and lay out. It's that middle stuff that gets murky. It's that middle stuff that gets confusing. Like, how do I do these middle pieces? Where does this go? Like, you don't know where it goes until you find the spot that it goes in. And when you place it there, it all makes sense. Oh, I felt that. I felt that right there. You don't know where the piece goes until you find the place where it goes. And when you place it there, it makes sense. That's my freaking life. I feel like my life is full of middle pieces, just middle pieces everywhere. Like, I don't know. I don't know where this goes. What is this about? Why do I have to do this? You know, what is the point in this? What is the purpose in this? And then it begins to come together and you're like, oh, that's why I had to do that. Like, can you imagine? Think about this. Can you imagine? First of all, let me just say this. I love Florida. I did not think I would. I didn't want to move there. God had to trick me into being in Florida. He had to trick me. Y'all, truth be told, I don't particularly like a lot of change. I don't particularly like it. I'll do it, but I don't like it. Okay. So let me say that. Like, I don't particularly like a lot of change. You may not be able to tell that from the way my life moves, but I don't like it. So, you know, when I ended up in Florida, God had to trick me there. And this is how he did it. He had me go to speak at a graduation program. Then first I was just going to go. Then it was, okay, take the family. So the whole family went. I packed the least amount of clothes I ever packed because I don't have my own bag. I packed a bag with my husband then. And we went to Tampa. I spoke. Okay. But when we got there, they were like, oh my God, y'all supposed to be here. Da 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 da. We're going to give you a key to the house. Da 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 da. I'm like, I don't know about all that. Like, I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that. Y'all, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. But it was true. Absolutely. It had to happen. You had to go through it. Right. Exactly. So check this out. I got there. We ended up staying. We could not leave. We were going to be staying there for a few days. It was going to be a family vacation. We couldn't leave. We could not go back to Tennessee. We could not go pack anything up. We couldn't go get anything. We couldn't do any of that. God would not let us leave. I had an engagement in Alabama. I couldn't go to my engagement. We were trying to go, couldn't go. I was going to go to my engagement and go to Tennessee and at least get some stuff and come I couldn't do it. We couldn't do it. We couldn't leave. For one whole year, we could not leave Tampa. We couldn't leave. Couldn't leave Florida for a whole year. Could not leave. After a year, God released us to be able to leave, to go out of, like he would not let us leave. And I think it's because he knew if we left, we might not go back, right? But literally could not leave for a year. So we were there for probably the longest that we've been any place as a family, right? So we were there for about 11 years. And my ex and the kids are still there. But when God, when God was like, okay, you're going to North Carolina, I was like, okay. Okay. I'm going for a visit. I'm going for a visit. I had 2 suitcases going for a visit. 1 suitcase got left. So I had 1 suitcase going for a visit that turned into you're staying. Excuse me. You're not going back. Not going back. But you're not going back. What is? And not just North Carolina. We're not talking about Greensboro. We used to live in Greensboro. I'm not talking about Raleigh or even Durham. No. Gate, Carolina. Country. Still Wi-Fi and all. Barely getting the phone signal. Gates, North Carolina. Okay. Like what Walmart is in another city. Okay. Listen, I'm closer to Virginia than I am to those cities in North Carolina. But that's what God did. Why? Finding this middle piece. What is this middle piece? It's a middle piece. What is this middle piece? I'm watching God make the middle piece make sense because he's making me make sense. Literally, this whole puzzle metaphor, I feel that that's going to be a whole book. This puzzle metaphor is all about God putting the pieces of me together. There were pieces of me that were missing. They were middle pieces that I didn't even know were missing, but they're being put in place. Like the edges are there, and then some of the inside is together, but there were some key middle pieces that were missing, and been putting the middle pieces together. And those middle pieces make me make sense. They help to complete the puzzle of my life, the puzzle of who I am. And those middle pieces include my daddy, mama, my sister, my sisters, my brothers, my nieces, my nephews, my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, understanding who my grandparents were. Like all of those are middle pieces that are coming together to help me understand me. You may not understand the middle pieces of your life, but it doesn't mean they're not important. They may make you uncomfortable. You may be moving them around trying to make them fit. But when they fit, then you make sense and your life will make sense. And why God has you doing what he's doing will make sense. But you gotta allow yourself to be uncomfortable with those middle pieces. My sister and I, my sister Marquita and I are so much alike. And she be swearing we ain't alike. We don't look alike. Girl, stop, right? And so we do these Facebook quizzes, right? So I do them, she do them. And then, they'll be the same. Then she did some yesterday and I did them. And I sent her my results. The same, right? Now, some of the words at the top may not be the same, but the description, the same. It makes us make sense. Funny thing is, I love all this, right? All my brothers, I love all of them. Both sides, everybody, right? Blood and non-blood, love everybody. But that particular sister, there's some things that we have to do together, but we can't do them until we understand some things about how we fit, right? And I know that, like, I know it for a fact. Like, I know I need her. I know she needs me, right? We need each other. There's some things that God is just going to do. When we really get the pieces together, figure out how we fit, because we are a lot alike. And listen, we a lot alike, okay? When we figure that out, how those pieces go together, oh, it's over. We're unstoppable. For real, right? But we gotta, girl, yes, we are. Girl, see what I tell you. Y'all, she be delusional. She be trying so hard not to be like her big sister. It's too late. It's over. Listen, it was already done before the foundations of the earth. It was already established. Okay. But that's the key. There's a key, right? But you can't force it. Can't force the pieces to fit. You can't force it. It has to just happen, right? So for many of you, you're in a place, some pieces are not quite fitting, and you want to make it fit. You want to make it hurry up and fit. You want to hurry up and figure it out. It's not going to happen like that. All you can do is put piece at a time in, figure out where this piece goes, figure out where that piece goes, and then everything is going to come together and you're going to see that bigger picture. But I tell you, when you can see that big picture in your mind's eye, you can be patient in the process of the pieces coming together. See, God has already showed me the end. He's already showed me what it's going to be. I've already gotten a glimpse of it, right? And so because I've gotten a glimpse, it makes me more patient in the process. Don't worry that you can't put it all together right now. It's not your job. You know, God says that he who began a good work in us is faithful and just to bring it to completion until the coming of Christ Jesus. And he will. You understand? He's going to bring it to completion. He doesn't start something that he's not going to finish. So you got to allow him the space to finish it. You got to allow him the space to finish it because he will. And check this out. Check this out. When he finishes it, oh my God, I feel this all through my body. When he finishes it, it is going to be a testimony and a testament to the glory of God. And people are going to look at it and they're going to know that only God could have done this. You're not going to be able to take credit. No one else is going to be able to take credit. You're going to know that only God could have done this, right? And he only can do it when you are in position. And when you're in position and you're just obedient and you take it a piece at a time and the puzzle comes together, baby, it's over. So while the world is trying to figure things out, while the world is trying to rush and push and move things in their pace, at their timing, listen, you trust God and you just be obedient and do your part, a piece at a time, a step at a time, a person at a time, and let God take care of all of the rest and watch what happens. We are made and created to make manifest the glory of God in the earth realm. So let his glory go. Let it shine. Let it glow. Let it blossom. Let it be the light that other people are waiting on. And yes, when that light shows up, it's going to shine on darkness. It is, which means that there are hidden things that'll be revealed, secrets that'll be uncovered. But it's okay because the light comes to bring others into the light. What God is doing is getting ready to revolutionize the world. There's a revival that is happening. She's talking about, so just because you're a preacher, so am I. Just because you write books and I write songs. Just because you're a coach and so am I. It means nothing, sis. Listen, y'all know we done made progress. She said, sis. I tell you, that one right there is anointed. That one right there is anointed. And I am so grateful that God has blessed me with her as my sister. It's so incredible how God does things, and so incredible how he moves. And it's so incredible how he knows exactly what you need when you need it. Exactly. And provides it because he loves you so much. Y'all, listen, get your place, whatever that place is, wherever it is, that space, that time, that place. Listen, if it's your closet, prayer closet, if it's a room, wherever it is, listen, Get it. Get that space. Declare it. Make it set apart so that you can get everything that God has for you. God is good and he's amazing. And he's going to give you the desires of your heart. And let me drop this prophetic word because I feel this in my spirit and some of y'all need to hear this. Baby, don't faint. Don't faint because you're so close to the promise. Don't faint. You're so close to the manifestation. Don't faint. I know you're tired. I know you're weary. I know some of you are at the point where you want to give up, but do not give up because everything God promised you is getting ready to begin to manifest. You're going to see the manifestation. You're going to see the promises of God revealed. You're going to see the hand of God move in your life. You're going to see it. You're going to see it. It's going to be visible to the eye and it's going to be sudden. It's going to be a series of suddenlies. Y'all going to keep hearing me say that because it's what I hear God saying. A season of suddenlies, 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 suddenlies. You will see the evidence of it. And not only will you see, but those who put their mouth on you, those who said that you weren't nobody, those who said you couldn't do it, those that said you weren't anointed, those that said you were not who God told you you were, those who counted you out, those who didn't believe you, those who threw you to the wayside, all of those are going to see it too. And they're going to have to say it and they're going to have to acknowledge it. Oh, not to boost your head, but so that God's glory can be made manifest. Watch what happens. Listen, God is doing supernatural things. It is exceedingly and abundantly greater than what you have imagined. Yes, sis, the race is not given to the swift nor to the strong, but to the one that endures. And your endurance is being strengthened. But how does your endurance get strengthened? You got to go through some stuff. Everything that you've gone through has been to prepare you for this time and this season. Yes, the uncanny anointing. Come on now. Listen, everything that you've gone through has been preparing you for this moment, this time, this season. Yes, Danielle, the loss was worth it. And look, check this out. Check this out. You know, there's a saying that sometimes you got to lose to win, right? It ain't even a loss. It looks like a loss, but it's not. You ain't lose. You didn't lose. You got set up. That was a setup. There wasn't a loss. That was a setup. And watch what God does and watch how he redeems you. Redeems your name, your relationships, all like he pulling it all together. All the pieces of the puzzle are coming together. Every single one of. And it had to happen. And it had to happen the way it happened. Had to happen when it happened. It had to happen with who it happened. Like all of that, God already knew it. Had to. Yes, it was a learn. It was a setup. I'm telling y'all what. Listen. Yes, sis. Yes. Listen, God ain't playing with us. He ain't playing. So I'm going to tell y'all this, and then I'm going to try to get off here. I'm trying to get off y'all with this not going so well, right? Yeah. So listen, let me say this. Oh, my God. There's a fresh wind that's blowing on you. A fresh wind that's blowing on. Listen, for those of you that have been tired, there is a fresh wind that is blowing on you. And he's going to make it all make sense. I was sharing with mom and daddy that today would have been my son Malachi's birthday. Malachi Darrell Walters. The only one of my children who I naturally went into labor with, the only one who my water broke naturally with. And I would never get to see him grow. I don't remember if I held him. It was all such a blur to me. I didn't know if he took a breath because I was out. It's so surreal to me. And I remember I was talking to my ex-husband and we were talking about Malachi, and he was talking about watching him take his last breath. I didn't I didn't see any of that. Like, I didn't see any of that. And I was like, he was breathing when he came out. He was like, yeah. I didn't know. It was so much. And I remember calling my mama when I had gone into labor. I was about 4.5, 5 months pregnant at the time. And I said, Mama, I can't lose this baby. I said, I can't lose this baby. And she said, yes, you can. I said, what in the, what? She said, yes, you can. Whatever is supposed to happen, you can do it. Whatever's supposed to happen, you can do it. Now, I didn't want that to be the outcome, but that was the outcome, right? But it had to be the outcome. You understand? Let me tell you why. I didn't know what it was like to be pregnant, to deliver a baby, and to go home empty-handed. I didn't know. I didn't know what that was like. I couldn't relate to it. Okay? I knew what it was like to be pregnant and decide not to have that baby. I knew what that was like. I knew what it was like to have the baby and take it home, but I did not know what it was like to carry a baby, to feel the life growing in you, to see that child on the ultrasound, and then to deliver the baby only to go home empty-handed. It's a different kind of experience, and it gave me a greater understanding of what that was like for people, right? So I could minister to women who experienced that from a place of knowing, not a place of, oh, sis, it's going to be okay. Like, it's going to be all right. Absolutely, Stacy. Meanwhile, you're in the hospital hearing other people's babies cry. Yes. Yes. And since they are there together, that's the beauty. Listen, so my sister had the same experience. My sister Vanity had the same experience. So my sisters Marquita and Vanity both had the same experience. I could understand the experience because I've been through the experience. Listen, it is designed. Our lives are designed to give us the experiences that we need to effectively be able to understand and minister to other people. Yes, you expect the baby to be okay. You expect the baby to come. You expect it. Why? All the other ones did. This hadn't been a problem in the past. But God, in his infinite wisdom, took that middle piece. And when my ex's family didn't understand why we were having a memorial service for the baby, because it wasn't a real baby. And things like that are said, and people don't understand that you don't just get over that, right? You literally exit the hospital empty-handed. But every experience has purpose. So today, I refuse to be sad. Instead, I rejoice that Malachi is playing with his cousins, that he is there in the presence of God, like he in the good place. I'm still here. Look, he better off, right? And I get it. I get it. And I'm okay with it. And I'm okay because, yes, sis, every experience has purpose. And he is with the Father already. He's where I want to be. I'm saying I want to be there today, but I want to be there, right? He's already there. And that to me, I just believe somehow our kids got together. Our brothers got together. I need y'all to understand that listen, that great cloud of witnesses includes my brother Travis and my brother Eric. It includes my son and my sister's son and my sister's daughter, right? Like all of them are there. And I believe that there has been this whole working to get me to the place where I could find my daddy and my siblings and my nieces and nephews and my aunts and uncles. Like all of this was working together. Like this is not an accident. Wow, sis. Yeah. And that's what you have to do. So the the middle pieces of your life, God will put you in a place where you can understand why those middle pieces were what they were. So you can understand it completes the puzzle of your life and it provides color and richness. I'm excited. I'm excited for what's getting ready to happen and for what's happening. God is doing exceedingly and abundantly above and beyond anything that we could have expected. Watch him. Watch him work. In the meantime, be obedient. Let God speak to you and you act on it. And I promise you, it's all working together for your good. I love you guys so much. And my prayer is this, that each of us, as we're taking our journey, will get to a point where we can share our journey, that it might be an encouragement to other people, that we all can come together and experience and watch and be amazed at what God is doing, because it is beyond words. So I love you all and I appreciate you. And I thank you for taking time out to watch my lives, to support me, to pray for me, to encourage me, to take this journey called life with me. And I don't take that lightly, and it's not accidental. So know that you've got cheerleaders, both in heaven and on earth, who are cheering you on, wanting the best for you, praying for you, interceding for you, and believing God for the promises he's made you. Now you got to do it too. So let's do it today and make it great. I love you guys to life and life more abundant. Be absolutely amazingly, incredibly, and epically blessed. You guys be great.